It is shocking to me the difference in price between Japanese and English, North American, NTSC, whatever you want to call it. N64 games it's just so shocking. It's flabbergasting even how much people will pay for some of these games when the Japanese copies are pretty cheap. So I want to go through some complete in-box Japanese games, maybe 7 or 8 here. Let's start out with the Japanese exclusive. We'll keep those on there to give kind of background. We've got, what is this? Baku Warao Jinsei 64 Mezase Risotto O. I'm guessing this is going to be another life game. Yeah, looks like it is. Oh, Taito. Released by Taito in the way back of probably, what, 98? Yeah, 1998. There we go. Jinsei game, by the way, if you'd seen the previous video where we looked at Jinsei Game 64, which is the game of life. The game of life, very well known in Japan, very popular board game, just like it is in the United States and around the world. This is a much more tropical setting, obviously, as opposed to the other one where you're like there's an angel and a devil and they're fighting over you. Very weird. Can completely understand why that would not have been localized for the United States. Remember, the 1990s, very strange time. I think we forget how sort of, I don't want to say irreligious, but how less religion plays a part in localization decisions now in the 2020s. So God, no. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm saying that. Then religion played in the 1990s. What is this? Didn't even show the box. What am I doing? I'm getting caught up in what I'm trying to say. This is 64. Kirato Kaiketsu? 64 Tanteidan. That's it. Yeah, this is weird. I've actually played this one. One of the few games that I'm going to show you that I've actually played, where you like walk around a house. I guess it's kind of like if I would describe it sort of like Clue meets Mario Party, where you're running around a board and there's dice rolls and everything, but there's not mini games. I don't know if this packaging is original. I don't know where I would have gotten this. Certainly not Mandarake. I think Mandarake will add in packaging itself. Oh, here's the thing telling you, yes, don't touch the electric lead with your sweaty hands. Here's Ryoko on the bottom right. Jetto. They're middle school students. 14-year-old detective. It's like I was going to say the Brady Bunch, but I suppose I should say the Hardy Boys. That's it. I mean, I just confuse. I suppose I'm just confusing old forms of media with each other. Remember, what happened to the Brady Bunch, man? I remember watching that on Nick and Night. I guess Nick and Night now, if you want to... Oh, God, if you want to feel old, think about how they're playing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on Nick at Night when they used to be showing the Brady Bunch. God, that's how much time has passed. Ah, yes. Oh, and if you hear explosions in the background if you hear, like, weird sound pops in the background, that's because the Marine Corps decided they're going to practice some of their drills today. And you're going to probably hear that in the background. Even though the base is like miles and miles away. But you can still hear their gigantic explosions. Bomberman 2. Speaking of explosions, Bomberman 2. This is... There's the Bomberman Hero, Bomberman Original, Bomberman 2. There we go. I think this... Is it this one or is it Hero that's really expensive in English? Even if it's just the cartridge. Here's the Hagaki. I believe I've spoken about this on the channel before, but the Hagaki is a little survey card that you would fill out. This is for warranty. I don't know why you'd fill out a warranty card for a cartridge game. But on the other side, you've got a bunch of questions saying, did you like the packaging? Did you like the game itself? How did you hear about the game? You'd send this in, try and get a prize. I would say, I think most, if not all games, and I'm talking about like most eras as well, basically everything up until the PS3 era, came with a Hagaki. Some people think that you actually need that to be considered a complete game. I do not. Most Japanese game shops do not consider the Hagaki necessary if you are actually going to have a complete game or not. And I find myself agreeing. Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. What is this? This is Ganbare Goemon Neo Soneyama Bakufu no Odori. I forgot. I'm not sure actually how that's supposed to translate. Konami game released it. Oh yes, remember the Mecha Goemon. This is so good. So Goemon is actually like a Japanese legend, kind of like Robin Hood. He's sort of like a thief ninja back in like the early Edo period, sort of like the 1600s. Don't actually know when he was supposed to be alive. It could be possible he was in the 1700s, but I don't know that much about him. But I love the sort of the cartoony, the basic polygons that I think still, like, what's so great today is when you're looking at like realistic sports games that they made for the N64, and they made a lot of them. They look gross. They look ugly. But these basic polygons that they did for like Goemon, for Mario, these still hold up. These still look great. Excellent designs. Goemon, long-running Japanese series. There's a bunch of games that came out for the Super Nintendo as well. I can't wait to play them all. I played Goemon. I played it back in the day. I remember renting it from Blockbuster. Remember, kids, you used to be able to rent video games. I don't know if you can do that anymore. We'll save Sin and Punishment. That'll be the nice. We'll leave that for the end because that's a really cool game. Here's the original Bomberman for the N64, Baku Bomberman. Not to be confused with Bomberman 64, the last game ever released for the 64 in Japan. We've got 1997 by Hudson. Didn't this first come out? Oh, we got a couple. All right, interesting. Couple inserts here. So we've got this little command sheet. Lift up the bomb, remote bombs, bomb tower. I didn't know you could do that. So many things you could do with these bombs. I think the 3D Bombermen are great games and some like just awesome character designs. I remember reading Nintendo Power and seeing all the Bomberman stuff they had in there, and I love the character designs for Bomberman. I love the armor, that white armor wearing dude. It's a great looking game with cool bosses. That simple polygonal design that stands the test of time. It's got everything going for it. Actually, man, this is making me really want to play this right now. The Joy-Card 64. I don't know. What is that? Oh, that's like a special. You can see it's like a special. I don't know what you call it. A special third-party accessory. Yeah, I guess Hudson was up to that, especially Hori back in the day. Put you inside the box. Whew, yeah, be very careful with those tabs. The thing that I notice most is what gives out first on boxes are these tabs here. You can see it because that's obviously the thing you're going to be manipulating the most when you're opening these boxes, and that is what is going to bite the dust first. Here we go, Turok. This was, I think, an insane game. Wasn't there back in the day, I believe there was a contest where if you legally named your newborn child Turok, you would get like 10 grand or something in a scholarship. 10 grand, not a lot of money. Don't think I would have done it for that. Maybe for 100 grand. 100 grand's a lot of money. 10 grand, it's not worth that much, I would say. Yeah, let's go through by Acclaim. I was about to say Activision, but I mean Acclaim. Turok, I think, is probably 2. You can see right here that it's too much fog. It's like almost as bad as the Sega Saturn. Not quite, but very nearly reaching how bad the fog was in the Sega Saturn. We've got the Hagaki here. Oh, wow, they want you to put on a stamp? They couldn't bother making the postage free themselves? Why would they do that? Usually the Hagaki, you could send them in for free. I would love to send in a Hagaki today. I think that would be so cool to mail in one of those surveys. And for one, if the company still exists, which I wonder, where does this get sent to? This gets sent to Chiyodaku Yurakucho. Oh, I've been to Yurakucho. It's sort of like near Ginza. Yeah, Acclaim Japan. I wonder if they even still have that office. Love to send this in, see what happens. Doubt they're even at that office anymore. Yeah, that's probably pretty close to the train station. Yurakucho on the Yamanote line, my favorite train line in Japan, because I'm a weeb like that. Let's see, we got 2 more games we can open up. I think we can open up even a third. Here we have Aero Gauge. It still has the price sticker for what I bought it at Hard Off. It was $5. A lot of these games back in the day were priced anywhere from $90 to $110. I think some of them have the original MSRP printed on the box, and I want to say like not Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time. Oh man, unfortunate bending there. Some of these N64 games were so expensive in Japan. If you think they were bad in America, like when they were still going for like $70 back in the day, no, they were $100, $110 for these cartridge-based games. And I think that was probably even before tax. Aero Gauge, another racing game. Lots of racing games. I mean, when you count it up, there must be at least 15 racing games for the N64 in Japan. There we go. Okay. Sometimes you feel like the plastics is stopping on the box and you don't really have a good reason why. Well, next we move on to Ogre Battle 64, a game I also rented from Blockbuster back in the day. Ogre Battle series, a very interesting tactical RPG. This one spices it up a little bit because you like run around your characters on the map, and when they encounter an enemy, that's when they get a little bit more tactical. You can you can edit your squadron so that you can change positions. You can have like wizards in the back, foot soldiers in the front. You get like mercenary knights and like Zweihander. Ogre Battle 64 is an amazing game, and I'd recommend it to, I think, any strategy-loving player. So good. Was this actually made by Nintendo? No, by Quest. But here it's saying to send this into, to mail this into Nintendo, gotta apply the 50 yen stamp also. Oh, wow. See, this is as, oh, someone filled this out. So, all right. So here we've got someone. They didn't mail it in, but they filled it out. Let's see. When did they buy their Nintendo 64? Anywhere from a month to a year and a half ago. They bought 8 games within the last year. They saw Ogre Battle 64 in the shop, and that's why they bought it. They like the series Ogre Battle because there have been the ones for the Super Nintendo. And they didn't fill out the other ones. Well, all right, little view into someone who owned this in the late 1990s. We've got the Ogre Battle 64, the Famitsu Special Edition. Wow, I love these character designs. I think this is one of the best looking games for the N64. Which is, I think, saying, well, I mean, I guess it's not actually saying that much because the N64 mostly looks like trash garbage, in my opinion. And this is, of course, being said as someone who owns every N64 game that came out in Japan. But I think great character designs, great map layouts, excellent combat, great tactics. I think it's also an insanely long game. I think you need to put like 100 hours to actually clear everything in this game. I think there's like 200 maps or so. I love Ogre Battle 64. One of the high recommends on my list. Another excellent recommendation is, of course, Sin and Punishment, a rail shooter released by Treasure in, what was it, 2000? 2001? Yeah, 2000. Probably it's the strangest tale of localization because when you pick it up, the game itself is actually voice acted completely in English. I believe you can find menu commands in English, but everything else is in Japanese. I believe actually it was so Englishified that they had it on the Wii Virtual Console for the N64, and they just dumped the Japanese ROM onto the Virtual Console. You could buy it there for like $7. But it never came out outside of Japan. I'm guessing it's because if this had come out in late 2000, it just wasn't seen worth printing all of these cartridges because the GameCube was very clearly on its way. The N64 like died out so quickly. When you think about it, the N64 was pretty much done by 1999, especially if you look at all of the games that were coming out. Most of the games for the N64 came out in like 97 and 98. And then by 99, everyone was jumping ship for the PlayStation and then eventually for the Dreamcast and the PlayStation 2. Another insert here. Which one is this? This is for your health. Make sure you take a 10 or 15 minute break every hour. A phenomenal game that I cannot recommend highly enough, along with Ogre Battle 64. So while I put this away, I suppose I can tell you, we're going to keep on. I've got like probably 20 more games that I can unbox here, including some of the rarest ones. We already went through What did we go through? We went through in previous videos. We went through one of the two rarest, actually. Resident Evil 2 for the N64, as well as Getter Love, the rarest game for the system. I still got some even more, well, not rarer than Getter Love, but some rare games for the N64 that I'd like to show off. I'm going to continue making these videos about unboxing a complete Japanese N64 collection. I hope you've enjoyed these videos so far. If you'd like to support the channel, you can head over to patreon.com/jcontra and get access to polls that determine the future of the channel, as well as exclusive content, exclusive videos. Your man out of Japan, J Contra. Thanks for watching, and mahalo.